And then
Great.
I also got Teacher of the Year at Carbondale, and I was really proud of that because we had, over 100 teachers at the high school. I mean, it was
Hey, teachers, welcome to the YouTube channel for Help TX Teachers. My name is Clint Hudson, and this is the very first video that we're going to do in a series that I call Teacher Talks. And I thought, who better to lead off the Teacher Talk series than my mom, Lorrie Hudson. So, hi, Mom.
Hi, Clint.
All
How are
right,
you this morning?
I'm going to take you through some questions, and I'm going to do this same type of series with other teachers to make these videos for YouTube. So, where and when was your first teaching job?
Well, I started off at a 2-year junior college for my very first teaching job. And it just came along, and I decided I could probably handle that. And I was kind of nervous, but I went and interviewed, and they hired me. And I was there for 2 years. Stayed in Carbondale where we live, so I had a little over an hour's drive, but it was kind of nice, to think on the way and get prepared and all
What
that.
junior college was
So
that?
anyway, that was Southeastern Illinois College,
Awesome. That's great.
and it was a 2-year school. I had kids from 18 to 60, you
Wow.
know, so
So
it was quite an experience.
you were about their age.
Well, I was 21 going on 22 when I began.
Golly,
I was nervous,
I bet.
but handled it.
What was your first salary there? How much a year did you make?
I was thinking back to that. I think it was around $5,000 for the year,
Wow. That's
for the whole year. Actually,
what led,
not the whole year, I guess, for 9 months.
right? What led you to teaching?
I just really enjoyed, I really did enjoy many of my teachers in high school as well as in college. And I got to thinking when I was in college that, and just taking the basic classes that you first take, that I might decide that I would like that to be my future. And so I went and talked to a professor that I happened to know a little better than other people because I had his kids in my classes. And we talked about it for a long time, and I decided that education was what I was all about.
Good.
And that's why I went into it, and I've loved it my whole life.
Gotcha. And then you went from there, and then your next job was where?
My next job was at Johnson City, which was the town in between the junior college and where I lived in Carbondale.
Gotcha.
And that was where my husband worked. And so I thought, well, I'll just try Johnson City. And I did. I taught there for 2 years in the high school, and then I moved to Carbondale, and then I was there for a long time.
And that was Carbondale High School?
Carbondale, Illinois, Carbondale High School, Carbondale Community High School. It was called CCHS, and it was a big school. My one in Johnson City was small, but it was my first time in a large school. And, I had we probably had, I don't even know how many kids we had. I don't know. I had at least 5 classes, 150 kids. So I don't know. We were in the 1,200 kids or something in the school.
Gotcha. And then I know Dad's job brought us to Texas, so then you taught in Spur, Texas.
I taught in Spur.
And then Bastrop, Texas.
I went from the huge school in Carbondale to the little tiny, all seniors in the whole school were in my one English class. I mean, it was so small. There were 23 of them in that one. And that was the whole senior class. So it was totally different from what I had, as in my experience.
So in Spur, you were the senior English teacher, but that was one period a day. And then you were the junior English teacher, and that was one.
I was everybody's English teacher. Yeah.
Gotcha. That's awesome. What else did you do as far as extracurricular activities? Did you do anything else as far as coaching anything or sponsoring anything else throughout the years?
I did. I had cheerleaders as a squad, and we were always with at least 8 or 10 cheerleaders. I did that because I'd had a cheerleading background, and we had been really a good squad and had won some awards and all that sort of thing in our hometown area in our Macon County in Illinois. And I just decided that when they asked me about it, I thought, I could be a cheerleader coach. And so I ended up being a cheerleader coach for many years. And I loved it. It was a lot of fun. I got to know the kids really well. I got to know a lot of the athletes also. And so it was just, a good extracurricular for me. And then I also had a debate club at Spur.
Right.
And the one act plays and that sort of thing. So those were a lot of extracurriculars that I spent a lot of hours on.
Gotcha. And did you ever win any individual awards?
I did. I can't remember how many I had. I had
Oh,
something. I had some kind of an award. I can't remember the name of it at all. That was given to me by Jackson County, which was the county that Carbondale was in,
gotcha.
as an outstanding high school teacher. And then
Great.
I also got Teacher of the Year at Carbondale, and I was really proud of that because we had, over 100 teachers at the high school. I mean, it was a huge high school, and in 19, I think 77 or 8, I was awarded Outstanding Teacher of the Year for the high school, and that was very exciting and rewarding, and I felt really good about that. I loved being called that,
Right.
because I worked really hard.
And then you had a lot of success with the one act play in Spur. I remember that.
Oh, yes. I got into the drama and the play directing. I had not done that before, other than just being in some little plays in high school, but I had studied it. It was part of my education there at Southern Illinois, was drama classes, and I started thinking that would be kind of neat to do, et cetera, et cetera. So then when that came up at Spur, I found out that they do a one act play, it's called, and it's only about 45 minutes long. And they go from just like basketball, football, or whatever, from your little district all the way through different steps, winning contests to get to state. And that was really important there in Spur, Texas. And I took that over, and the first year I worked with another guy that was an English teacher with me, who had the plays, and they hadn't been doing any kind of contest plays. So that became my big extracurricular, because I had to spend so much time especially since we were being judged all the time instead of just
Right.
presenting a play. And I really loved it. I became a big, drama person,
Right.
and went to state several times.
Awesome. I remember sitting in the back of that auditorium many a nights doing my, elementary homework and junior high
Yes,
homework, watching the practices because we went up
I
there
know.
quite a lot for that.
Yeah,
Um,
well, at that time, Terry, my husband, worked in Austin, and or not in Austin, in Lubbock, I guess. He had a lot of business and was gone quite a bit. And so you kids, you especially, I guess, would remember being raised in the auditorium practically, because you were there almost every day after school.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, a couple other questions. Looking back on your overall like teaching experience, like what
Mhm.
part of the profession do you miss the most?
Well, that's kind of difficult for me. I'm a people person, and I miss the interaction I had with the younger generation. Just trying to help them in life, not just in my English class, but to make them good people and good citizens and respectable and responsible and all that sort of thing. And I really enjoyed that age level, but I also loved the college kids. Is that what you asked me? What level?
Yeah, no, just like what do you miss the most about any of the teaching, and you just overall.
I think I kind of miss not knowing the younger generation like I used to,
Yep.
other than just through my own kids and grandkids, because I don't have a whole lot of experiences of being with those ages now, and with high school kids or junior high kids. And I feel like I still know kind of what they're all about these days, but it's not the same as knowing them as well as I did,
Right.
and I
Gotcha.
miss that.
Um,
I run into the kids sometimes. They're all adults now with children, but I run into them once in a while
right.
here in town.
Anything about the job that you're kind of glad you left behind? Anything that you don't miss?
I don't miss paper grading.
Right. Gotcha. I remember many a night of you doing that as well.
I
Yeah.
was a big believer in that they needed to learn how to express themselves and how to write something decently, et cetera, et cetera. So I had lots of essays and lots of different kinds of compositions that they would write, and I had to grade all of those, you know. And I didn't give standardized tests too often. I always made up my own exams for my literature and everything. And so I had a lot of grading, spent many hours in the evening grading.
Gotcha. Okay, so now I'm done with the set questions. I'm going to take you through 10 or 12 little quick fire questions that I didn't tell you about. So
Uh-oh.
I know you're excited about this. So these are going to just be, real quick questions right off the top of your head. What would you say? So let's do the quick fire round. You ready?
I'll try.
All right. Cat or dog person?
Dog.
Favorite ice cream flavor?
Chocolate.
Cake or pie?
Pie.
What type?
Peach or apple.
Early bird or night owl?
Night owl.
I knew that one. Coffee or tea?
What?
Coffee or tea?
Oh, coffee.
I knew that one too. How many cups a day?
Oh, probably about 4.
Gotcha. Favorite vacation, mountains or beach?
Beach.
Okay, if you had to pick Belle from Beauty and the Beast or Cinderella?
Cinderella.
Okay. If you could only have one of these things, which would it be? Talk to animals or know every language in the world?
What'd you say about animals?
If you could talk to animals or if you knew every language in the world, which one would you pick?
Every language in the world.
Gotcha.
I'd never achieve that, but that would be
No,
awesome.
we could just snap our fingers and you'd have it. Would you rather have a movie night or a game night?
Game night.
And if you're just going to sit and watch it, would you rather watch a sunrise or a sunset?
Sunset.
And last but not least, is double dipping ever acceptable?
Double dipping.
Like double dipping your chip in the dip in the salsa or in the chip dip.
Is it ever
is that acceptable ever?
I think it is. If
Okay.
you haven't had that thing you're dipping in your mouth before.
But once it's in your mouth, don't put it back in there.
Right.
All right. Well, hey, I really appreciate you doing this. It's been great. I'm glad that we were able to document this as our first one for the series. I want to thank you for everything you went through as a teacher, which has created what we have today at Help TX Teachers, and we're helping a whole lot of teachers with your story. So thanks for joining us, and I appreciate you. And I love you.
Thank you for the comments. I love you too, and I loved teaching.
Have a great day.
Thank you. Talk to you later.
We got this.
We got this. Right.
Cool. Yeah,
Okay.
there you go.